Good morning. Happy Friday. Glad you're here. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I can't stand it. I gotta have some hand lotion. Sorry. Running a few minutes late today. Just one of those days. But hope your Friday's off to a good start. Not that we've seen much of it yet for most of us, but for those down under, it might be finishing up their Friday. So give it a minute. There's Jo Neal. Good morning, my dear. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Just applying some hand lotion so I'm soft and dewy and ready to start this day. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here. Thank you for all the fun stuff. Good morning, Cindy. Awesome. Glad you're here. Waving back. And card today. Ha 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 ha. Good morning, Catherine. Glad you're here. So, I wasn't sure if I was meant to do something. Good morning, Ruth Ann. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy dawn. You might not even be at dawn yet. We aren't. It's dark. And now we are moving into like a week to 10 days worth of bloody chilly. Well, thank you. Glowing. I like that. I'll glow for you. It's good. So, had an awesome meeting last night, good morning, Beth, with a group of very forward-thinking people from one of the local Lutheran churches who want to repurpose some of their property to be of assistance to their neighbors. And they are surrounded by schools and other churches and nursing homes and apartment buildings and all kinds of folks that it's going to be fun to bring together and create some community space for. So that was cool. But then I was all wound up with excitement when I got home and had a hard time falling asleep. Well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? So, thus, being a few minutes late today, could not get it together to get out of bed. So, we got to the point where we're setting up a second meeting, which I will end up hosting for them because my fearless partner is going to be in Miami with his family at that point. So we'll get this moving along. It was quite a good meeting. So, card for today. Ha ha ha. Just gotta laugh, right? I was thinking to myself as I was coming down the stairs, am I meant to do something, again, mine, off of what sits on my desk, whatever inspiration I would grab, etc., and just riff on that? Or, good morning, Gwen, glad you're here. Or am I meant to use a card deck? So when all else fails, muscle test, right? So it was strong for card deck. It was the first row, the first set of cards. Good morning, Mel. Welcome. Glad you are here. And Wild Kuan Yin from Alana Fairchild. And we don't often get this card deck again because these are longer cards. And one of the things I like to do before I jump on here is preview the card. Read through, get a few thoughts going in terms of, and what do I want to say about this? Well, this time, I knew I was running a few minutes late. Good morning, Janine. So I thought, nope, I'm just going to read whatever it is. Well, then it turns out to be this card deck. And of course, these are very intricate cards. They're very deep, they're very detailed, they're very intense cards. So I noticed that I still had one sitting on my desk from, once in a while a card really grabs me, so I'll have it on my desk for a while, just to keep it in mind. And it was our last reading, Her Joy Renders the Impossible Possible. And I thought, so I muscle tested. Time for this to go back in the deck. Yes. I don't know how many cards are in this deck. At least 40, because that's the number of the card that I pulled. Good morning, Maureen. Here we are again. Here we are again. Her joy renders the impossible possible. I even wrote that on one of my 3x5 cards. Her joy renders the impossible possible. I need more joy in my life. I need to be more joyful. I need to be joy. That's how all of this stuff is going to get done, right? That's how intentional community is going to get built. That's how churches are going to repurpose their property. Good morning, Cheryl. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. That's how stuff's going to get done, from a place of joy. Just do a survey with yourself. Just go within for a moment. Nice deep breath. How much time do you spend in joy? Those of you with grandchildren, I'm sure you've got a little joy portal that helps you out with that. But for the rest of us, How much time do you spend in joy? And for those of you who are grandparents, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Uper contingent. Yes. How much time do you spend in joy? True joy. And again, I had an argument with my friend Deb years ago about what constituted joy. In her world, joy was the great big fireworks shebang joy. Mine could be as simple as I see a caterpillar crawling across the sidewalk. That to me is joyful. So maybe there's big joy and there's little joy, and we don't need to judge it. Joy is joy, right? Consciously increasing your joy. Excellent, excellent. Allow us to support you in your efforts, Catherine, to consciously increase your joy. So today we're going to be joyful. And we're going to read about Wild Kuan Yin. There's her yak. Gotta love the yak, right? Her joy renders the impossible task possible. So let's go to page 40. And actually, let me check how many cards are in this deck. At least 44. What's this last one? Ooh, it's a long one too. That's 44. 44 is the last card. So our card is 40. And I know some of you have a deck that's similar to this, but not exactly this deck. This is an old deck, so I think they streamlined things when they reprinted. But in my book, it's 40. So first I need a drink because these are long. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ready to receive this beautiful message. And we have my magic number 8 of you listening at the moment. And welcome to all of those who join in after the fact. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Her joy renders the impossible task possible. I have a task for you. It is a sacred purpose burned in your heart, and you experience it as desire, as the big, bold dream that you may not dare to speak aloud. Good morning, Diane. Glad you're here. Looking forward to dinner tonight. You must trust me and my power, for that is greater than any doubt or fear. Absolutely, absolutely. We have many things going on within us that can overcome doubt and fear. Many. I have created this task, this sacred purpose, just for you. It will ask many things of you. You shall have to give up what you have been holding onto in order to open your arms to receive it. Have we not been talking about that? That we have to let go of the old, let go of what no longer serves us to make room for what's meant to come in. Even though we can't see what it is that's coming in, we, with faith and trust, let go of the old, bless it on its way, and make way for the new that has not yet arrived. In dropping your ideas of impossibility and stepping into the joy of the journey, my beloved divine wild child, your destiny will be manifested through you rapidly, and all manner of miracles shall assist you on your way. Such fun you shall have in the process of discovering what you are capable of when your heart is open and you believe in me unconditionally. How many times have we seen people do that? Okay, God, I have no idea how this is going to happen. Give me some guidance. Okay, universe, help me out here. Throw me a bone. And something opens up. When we are ready, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When you leap, do it with joy upon your lips as you squeal with glee. That might be fun to Google. Amazing leaps. Leaps of joy. See what comes up, what kind of videos you can watch. Pick out a leap of joy to watch over and over and over again. And know that even the trickiest task shall be made attainable through my gaze. And there's divine feminine. The word's actually grace. There's divine feminine, though. Merely through grace do things become possible. How awesome is that? There's something you are meant to do. You have been growing towards it your entire life. All your life circumstances, lessons, and situations have been teaching you valuable skills and wisdoms so that you are equipped for the tasks demanded by your divine destiny. You may know clearly what those tasks are, or they may as yet be a mystery to you. You may not be a big picture sort of person. preferring to focus simply on accomplishing the many smaller tasks before you each day. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. Yes, squealing with joy. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Even without the vision, ready for this? This daily disciplined approach will lead you higher and higher until you have ascended the peak of your own personal mountain and can see the broader picture of how all those smaller tasks have prepared you for a bigger journey of passion and purpose. And I know I said this the last time we had this card, but how many of you can look back on something you learned, you did, you experienced, whatever, and you knew at the time it was going to make a difference down the road? Right at that point, it might have been muck and mire, but you knew it was going to serve you in some way down the road. That's what she's talking about here. For you to take this next step, whether it feels like the leap that will launch your destiny into an entirely new level of manifestation, or whether it just feels like the next step and not a particularly significant one at that, on your journey, you are being guided. And remember, we've been told that what seems like a mundane thing here on Earth 3D is actually moving heaven and earth on another level. So embrace those mundane steps. They're an integral part of the process, and they have a bigger impact. Good morning, Brenda. Welcome, welcome. We have the Canadian contingent in the house too. This is awesome. Got the Yoopers and we got the Canadians. That's fabulous. Welcome, welcome. We've got West Coasters. We've got some East Coasters. Deep South. I'm not sure we have anybody Deep South, but we'll work on that, right? We're sending out an invitation to all of our Deep South brothers and sisters, anyone who wants to step in here. This oracle tells you that to truly take your next step, no matter how big or small you may imagine it to be, you must let go of doubt, fear, hesitation, judgment, and control. Now that is no small task. But think about that. Oftentimes, I remember being a little kid trying to learn how to jump off a diving board, just even to jump, much less dive, and standing there with my little knees a knocking and my little goosebumps all over, trying to work up the courage to jump. And eventually at some point, you just do it, right? So, and that's been, you need this. Well, good. We're going to let it channel through. Here it comes. Just for you and everybody else who's here. And now we have 11 of you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, I'm going to give you my mantra. Don't overthink this stuff. Do not overthink. When you rely heavily on intellect, you talk yourself out of a lot of really great things. Rely more on heart and soul. Heart and soul gets to drive the bus. And intellect gets to sit in the back, doing some guidance, doing some commentary, doing some, have you thought about this, blah, blah. But intellect does not get to drive the bus, okay? Heart and soul drives the bus. Don't think, just do it. That's my mantra. Thank you, Nike, for allowing me to bastardize it a bit. Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. And when I used to struggle heavily with anxiety, which I don't anymore, thank you, God, and all the hard work, right? I would be going somewhere, like giving a talk, 200 psychologists, whatever. Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. That anticipatory anxiety that just kicks your butt, right? Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. So it keeps your brain offline. You get there, you stomp in, you set up your stuff, and you deliver. And once I'm into stuff, it's fine. It's fine. I don't much feel that anxiety anymore. It's kind of like, I've been through a whole lot of life crap. It gets to the point where it's like, this really doesn't matter that much. I'm just going to do what I'm here to do, gonna deliver, and then move on. Here we go. However, what is being asked of you is truly pleasurable, which makes the task rather more palatable, if perhaps not so much easier at first. So just get it started. Whatever it is. That's a piece that I think I was working with this group on last night. They need to know who they are as a congregation before they go diving into how do we use our buildings better? How do we use our space better? How do we become more of service to our environment? First, we need to know, who are you? Who are you? Because that's going to guide all the rest of that. And it was very funny because we did an exercise where we had them, and you can do this for yourself. This would be fun to do with a group of friends and a bottle of wine. Take sticky notes. Put up a big white sheet of paper on the wall. If you don't have the big white sheet of paper, stick the bloody things on the wall. Who cares? And it's a group of, for us asking them, we did a first round of, who are you? So like if they were out talking to a friend of theirs who did not attend that particular church, and their friend said, tell me about your church. What do you believe in? What's important to you? Who are you? What would you tell them? So they put all those sticky notes up on the wall. And interestingly, to the person, when they had something that was a little bit what they considered to be negative to say, they apologized. And I'm like, no. Put it all up there, warts and all. Remember, entities are kind of like individual human beings. They have warts too. Let's address them. And then their second question was, what were 3 things they would absolutely love to see this church do with their resources? And what were 3 things they absolutely would not want to see this church do with the resources? Sorry, folks in the neighborhood, not getting a vape shop. So, but it was very interesting, and how much things clustered, right? How much things clustered. Because people are drawn to people who think similarly, right? It's effortful to allow the space for people who think differently. So important to do so, but it is effortful. When you're with people who think like you do, there's an ease there, right? So we just need to acknowledge that and accommodate it. The pleasure is in the key to successfully taking this next step, to allow joy to be your safety net. There it is again. Allow joy to be your safety net. Your attitude, the feeling by which you are guided, and the basis for your decisions. So again, you're making these decisions out of joy. You're not making them, and again, one of the things we talked about last night was how wonderful it is that this church is in a pretty good spot and doesn't need to drive all of their decisions on funding, on making money, on whatever. As the one woman said, well, if we pretty much break even, we're happy with it. Good morning, Barb. How cool is that? Because when a church or an organization or a family or an individual operate from that place of, I need to have a certain amount of income coming in, it's the reality of it, but it also puts people in that position, good morning, Lisa, welcome, glad you're here, of playing not to lose instead of playing to win. If I know I need to earn, I'm going to make something up here, $80,000 a year in order to cover my expenses, then I'm playing to that number, right? I'm not living as much from my heart and soul as I would like to be. So how do we help everyone move to the place where they have enough coming in that they don't have to fret every moment about where's the money, that they can be in that place of, what is my mission? What am I here to do? I have the resources to do it, or how will I create the resources to do it, etc. It puts you in a whole different position. I would love to see everybody in that position where money doesn't have to be the lead driver. It's important, absolutely important, certainly on our circle of stuff to pay attention to, but a whole lot of other stuff there too, like relationships and doing work that means something, and health and all the stuff, right? Spirituality, all the stuff. Okay? Bliss, happiness, joy. These are high frequency, high states of being, which cannot be contrived. And yet, despite what mainstream culture tends to think, are not dependent on our life circumstances. If you haven't watched, please watch. On my, I think I put it on both pages, but I know it's on my personal page. I put up a clip of a little video of, there's this influencer in LA that I like to follow. And he is very creative, very creative. He redoes houses, apartments, etc. Well, in this particular case, this is a couple of years ago before he bought his own home, but he redid his upper apartment. His 84-year-old landlord lives downstairs. The man is, he's 84, right? So his body doesn't work as well. So he hasn't been up to see this apartment yet as it's been redone. So this is the younger man showing the older man, wheeling him around on an office chair, showing him how he's redone this apartment. They're beautiful together. These two men, I adored watching them. They're so cute together, this young man and this older man. So if you get a chance, watch that, because it is that high frequency, bliss, joyful kind of thing. Once the younger man realizes that the older man is happy with the things that he's done to the apartment, he's just so excited, showing him all the things. So if you need a lift, take a peek at that. It's on my site, on my Facebook page. Okay, let's see. So not dependent on our life circumstances. That joy is within us. We've been trained to link it to external stuff. If he does this, then I'll be happy. If she says that, then I'll be happy. If I get this promotion, then I'll be happy. No. I choose to be happy and joyful right here, right now. Warts and all. Whatever's going on with me, whatever's going on with my environment, I choose to be joyful and happy right now. Let's practice. This is a great and powerful teaching, and perhaps one of the most radically freeing teachings the Divine Mother can ever bestow upon us. Let's receive that teaching. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Taking in that concept that joy lies within, and joy is under our purview. No one else controls our joy. We do. To learn to feel joy in our hearts without having to have a particular reason for it, the beginning of access to greater spiritual power. To be able to tap into the frequency of joy, of simple delight in being alive, and utter appreciation, reverence, and gratitude for the humor, diversity, and beauty, even the confounding, inexplicable mystery of creation, is remarkable. Amen to that. It is a way to cultivate divine power, the sort of power that allows you to fall completely into trust and land with perfect precision in the best set of circumstances possible for you to fulfill your divine destiny. There may be darker times, darker emotions that will be your companions at different times upon your life journey. My thought is embrace those when they come up. Embrace those. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, right? Sit that darkness down. Stay with it until you've learned what it's bringing to you. Then it'll go. It's a messenger, right? Sometimes those darker companions will feel even more familiar and constant to you than the joy always gurgling beneath the surface of your life experiences. It requires a strong and compassionate will to honor all you feel without denying the darker emotions that will come and go at times, whilst also deciding to gently but firmly bring yourself back into connection with the joy that exists within, always, just as the sun is behind the ever-shifting clouds in the sky. The joy within you is what acknowledges life without having to control it. Anybody else out there have control things to address? My hand's up. Yep. You are alive, you are growing, you are learning. Your life is a fascinating, challenging, beautiful, and at times perhaps completely confusing and bamboozling experience. You can appreciate it all. You can appreciate it all. You may have a preference for less suffering and mental anguish. How many times have I bargained with God saying, you could have brought me this lesson in a little kinder way, Maybe I didn't listen when that lesson came in a little kinder way. You may have a preference for less suffering and mental anguish, but you can accept that all experiences serve some sort of divine purpose to help us learn, even if the learning is to let go of needing to hold on to the pain. Some of us, good morning, Megan, glad you're here, do identify with that pain or identify with that victim persona. We buy into it. We get to choose. We get to choose when we've lived with that, walked with that enough, and we're ready for something different. And again, some of you may be shouting at your screen right now, but I don't know what's next. No, you don't. But when you're ready to be done with where you're at, it opens the door for what's coming next. Jettison some of the stuff that no longer serves you. I'll give you a rule of thumb. Jettison some of the stuff that creates the most conflict with the people in your world. Are you trying to control? Are you trying to get them to see things they don't want to see? What is it? Let that stuff go, and you're opening space for what's ready to come in. At a certain point in the journey, when we have learned to surrender judgment and have learned to open with increasing acceptance to all the experiences that life delivers, even the ones we would prefer never to have to repeat, we will be ready for this new way to be. To walk the path of joy may seem simple, and it is, but it is simplicity that has been well earned through finally letting go of the need to control, to understand, or to judge. Life just is. We live it as best we can, and so too do others. And who are we to decide that someone else isn't trying hard enough? Not our road to walk. Not our road to walk. We come out of our heads and into our hearts. There we go. And in that journey, we discover a kind of freedom of spirit, a place within where joy can happen, spontaneous and unbridled. You are being called to that place. It is simple, but profoundly high in frequency. The divine can work very easily with a human being in that state because nothing is resisted. There is no coaxing or cajoling, analysis or procrastination. Am I chiming for anybody here? Overthinking or fearful acting out that drains energy and slows down the manifestation process. The people from the church were talking about that last night, that they want to draw back their energy from the things that have been taxing and draining and redirect that energy to what they're going to create. Love that. There is just presence, and life can happen with utter immediacy. Remember what I've told you. The universe can manifest $1 million as easily as $1. The universe can manifest the door that opens to whatever it is that you're needing. A new job, a new vehicle, a new outlook on life, whatever it is. The universe can do that like that when you are ready. When you are ready. It sounds effortless, and it is, but it requires much courage to allow ourselves to reside in such a state, to take ourselves to that joyful well within, again and again, no matter how much darkness we may encounter within or in the world at times. Whether you consciously recognize it or not, there is a wellspring of joy within that never dries up. And if you're like me, you probably have said, "Where is it? I can't seem to tap it. Where is it?" It's there. It's most definitely there. Give it time, give it some observation, give it some conscious attention, and let's see what happens. It's not always easy to feel it, and that is part of the mystery of human experience. Yet the time has come when another step is upon you, and you need access to that joy within, the high frequency it releases within you, in order to take that next step on your life path. There's no need to worry or be concerned. There's just a step to take with an open and happy heart. If you are not sure what it is, it will either happen naturally without you even realizing it, or if you need to know, that knowledge will become apparent to you at the right time and place, and you'll take your step. There's that knowledge thing again. We are so overwrought with, I need to know, I need to understand. And when, this is what, 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago, when my therapist at the time, who was an amazing German woman, said to me, "You don't always need to know." And I'm like, "Yes, I do. Of course I do." And she's like, "No, you don't." And we did a hypnosis session around letting go of that need to know. So helpful, so helpful. In a state of fear and doubt, the step may seem impossible, foolish, ridiculous. You may not even be able to sense it in this state of being at all. like trying to see the sun through the thick storm clouds. Yet, in a state of joy, it will be the easiest and most natural step for you to take, and the actual step itself will seem obvious. You don't need to think about it. Don't think, just do it. You just do it because you feel good, and so will taking that step. So go into your heart. Take a moment now. Let's take a breath and go into your heart. Feel the delight of the Divine Mother's smile as she nods and says, yes, this is meant to happen now. And dance with her into your next step. So it's not saying you have to trudge into this step. You might lightly skip into this step. How cool, how cool. Knowing it will happen at the perfect time and in the perfect way. So we're back to Tosha Silver. Whatever it is that I've asked for is on its way to me in divine right timing and divine right order. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's on its way to me. I am open to receiving. This oracle comes to you with guidance. There is nothing that is impossible. Approach your decisions from a place of joy. If you are ill, tired, fatigued, or finding the idea of summoning joy impossible in itself, then you need rest. Take it. Enjoy it if you can. Drop everything and don't try to push anything or keep going until you've rested sufficiently and a step forward feels good, rather than a chore to muscle your way through. So, how often do we do that? I'm tired. I'm going to lay down and rest. I've thought this through as much as I can think this through. I'm taking a break. I'm going to go walk the dog. I'm going around and around and around on this thing and not coming to a solution. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to put it in my God jar and I'm going to go to bed for the night and allow taking that time. And interestingly, the person who is the church council person at this new church that we're working with could tell she's tired. She's done a lot of work. She's done the thankless jobs that nobody else is willing to do, including being the church council president. And she's about to leave on a vacation. Go, let it all behind, breathe, be present with what you're doing next, rejuvenate yourself, fill up the tanks, then come back. Once you are refreshed, you will be able to drop into your heart and move forward in a joyful way. It will move you further, more swiftly and easily than any amount of effort at a lower vibration of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. That's the whole sharpen the saw idea. You can keep chopping away at the tree, but if you haven't sharpened your axe, your saw, whatever you want to say, when it's due, you're going to put forth more effort with less results. And not joyful as you're doing it, right? Take the time to sharpen the saw. Take the time. This oracle brings you comfort. Follow your bliss. Do what you love and learn to hold love for your process. There we are at process again. Let go of the outcome. Focus on the process. Even if it is during a dark and challenging time. You are promised an outcome that will bring you so much joy that even the darkest times that led you there will be looked upon with gratitude and reverence. Okay? So let go of the outcome. Keep focusing on the process. If you or a loved one have suffered from emotional or mental anguish, physical illness, or anything that has drained your capacity to feel joy and happiness in life, know that this oracle brings you glad tidings. The ability to feel happiness will return. You may wonder if the ability to feel joy has been drained right out of you, but it has not. It is there waiting for you to remember it, always, and so it shall happen, according to the Divine Mother's compassion and grace. The Divine Mother will offer you many gifts that heal you and open you up to the natural joy within. It is a fire of love within that has never been extinguished and can never be taken from you, no matter how much darkness you might have encountered. If you have been working hard, this oracle brings you the messages of rest and play, thus going out to dinner tonight. If you have also drawn or feel intuitively the need to read and complete the healing process for the Oracle of Play with Me, then this guidance is magnified. Remember to balance all that hard work with some time out. So one of the things I like about having a laptop now instead of a desktop is I can make a very decided, conscious effort to close the lid. It is such a good thing to snap that thing shut and go, yeah, I'm going to go do other stuff now. One of the things I'm going to do today is we had to find a box big enough for this mid-century brutalist chandelier that my mother bought that was sitting in my sister's room, and she's like, that is the fuggliest thing I've ever seen. And I'm going, that thing is worth some bucks. So we'll get the bubble wrap, we'll box it up, put it on eBay, see who loves it. And that'll be fun. You'll be more productive if you remember to temper your passion with playfulness. Glad you're liking this, Barb. That's awesome. That prevents doubt, bitterness, and disappointment, which are all symptoms of fatigue. Hear that again. Doubt, bitterness, and disappointment are symptoms of fatigue. We want to prevent that from gaining ground. Finally, we're about to move into our healing process. I know I've been yakking a long time here. Finally, this oracle brings news of a spiritual gift, of something taking place that will bring you great delight. Even though a part of you has perhaps wished for something of the like, you haven't really believed it could be possible, that it would really happen. But something will transpire that will become your spiritual gift, something you want very much, and it will be a double gift. The gift itself and the joyful trust in life it encourages within your heart. Remain open in your heart and mind, and the Divine Mother shall orchestrate this offering according to the perfection of her joyful grace. I love all those words. Aren't those awesome words? So here is our healing process. I'd like you to sit quietly. If you are driving at this point, do this part later. Just listen to it now, but do it later. Okay? Sit quietly. I want you to close your eyes and visualize, feel, or imagine a softly gurgly fountain of pure, cool water. The fountain is made of a beautiful stone, perhaps marble or crystal, and it sits in a beautiful, spacious, sacred space, perhaps in a temple or in nature, whatever works for you. Just being near this fountain makes you feel good, happy, peaceful, relaxed. As you get closer to the fountain, you may even find you feel a bit giggly or euphoric. And with each gurgle of water in the fountain, a corresponding feeling of joy gurgles in your heart. The more you sit near, or even in, this fountain, the more it cleanses you gently from a deep cellular level. And you just feel really good, happy, joyful, smiling. Sit there for as long as you wish. And then we have a prayer to say, and we'll do call and response. Kuan Yin, who loves me unconditionally, bless me with the ability to feel the wellspring of joy within. Restore me to my natural state, and help me live with that joy ever available, even in times of challenge. I have compassion for the darkness in myself and for others who fear, who turn away from happiness and find it hard to love and feel joy. I do not fear those parts of me or others. I just ask for your healing grace to bring light to that darkness. I choose of my own free will to rise up to the tasks. You have set me with joy in my heart now. I thank you for the opportunity to live out my destiny, with so much gladness in my soul. I thank you for the gifts you bring into my life that bring me joy and evoke unconditional trust from my heart to yours. May all beings be happy and free. Through my own free will and your divine grace, so be it. Awesome. And you may wish to complete this simple healing process by giving yourself permission to take some time to do something that brings you feelings of happiness, joy, or lightness of spirit. Perhaps that could be to dance, to look up jokes, or to find cute pictures of animals on the internet. Play in nature or with your pet. Go for a swim. Rest with your favorite book or piece of music. Sing, write, paint, cook, lie on the ground and gaze at the sky. Not doing that one in Wisconsin today. Or just take a moment to breathe and feel that you are alive. Let's do that right now. Breath in. Breath out. You are welcome, welcome, welcome. Breathe in. Breathe out. How amazing and strange and beautiful that can feel. You have completed your healing process. So there we are. Your joy, her joy, your joy, renders the impossible task possible. Anything is possible. I'm sticking this back on my desk. It came up again for us to read. I'm putting it right back there so I can pay attention to it. Consciously make the choice to practice joy. So that is what I wish for all of you. You are welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Let's go forth, feeling joy in our hearts and radiating that joy around us. We may not talk to anybody about this, but we might talk to somebody about this, but they can just feel within you the joy that's gurgling up from that fountain. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, including approaching everything in your life joyfully. Bye-bye.